doing, everybody, and welcome to Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I'm your host, Trage. It is Monday. A little rainy over the weekend there. Little rainy, but not a whole lot else happening there. You could be down in the Iowa region, Nebraska region. They were hit by some pretty nasty storms over the weekend here. Oklahoma, Texas, same thing. Kansas, Missouri. I was watching a little bit of some of the videos coming out of there, and holy man, prayers to everybody down in that situation down there, because man, oh man, some of those videos, some of the wreckage, and some of the tornadoes that touched down there. That's what I was talking about. There's tornadoes that touched down there. Some of the videos and everything coming out of there is all you can say is hopefully that it was minimal casualties and all we were seeing was homes. That's the biggest thing, is that, at the end of the day, we're just hoping, as you can't stop it, but it's hoping that everybody is, for the most part, okay down there. So prayers off to everybody in that situation. But coming here on the Monday, the weekend didn't do a lot this weekend here. A lot of work around the house. That was about it. That's about all I had going on over the weekend here. And, I was preparing to watch me a full weekend of Wisconsin sports. And, I got a good Brewers game, right? I got one good Brewers game. Not three. I got one good Brewers game. Bucks played, good game on Friday, got into overtime there, and then, they played well on last night there, but Bucks go down 3-1 in the series, and it's heading towards Game 5 with the question marks around some of the big guys in the Bucks starting lineup and on this team. So we got lots to get in. I really did. I wanted to get into the Packers today, just because that was about the best thing to come out of the weekend there, right? Was the Packers NFL, the draft, right? The best thing that happened this weekend was the draft, we think, right? It's a wait and see situation with the Packers and their draft picks, but that was probably the best thing to come out of the weekend there. But I don't know if I'm going to get to it today. I want to talk about the Brewers today. I want to talk about this weekend set the Brewers had. They have a game coming up here today against the Tampa Bay Rays. So I want to get into the Brewers weekend series with the Yankees, talk about that game, and then also look at the Rays. First game of that series coming up here today. And then also I want to look at this Bucks series, because the Bucks will be back at the Pfizer now for Game 5, a do-or-die Game 5 there. And, It's now or never. It's now or never. Will we see Giannis? Will we see Dame? I don't know. I really don't. I truthfully don't. Dame, I heard, was not in the walking boot anymore, so better signs with Dame than Giannis at this point. But I just got that feeling with Giannis that I don't know if he can sit out and watch this much longer and not contribute at all. So we're going to wait and see on that whole situation. But first off today, I want to look at the Brewers weekend set that they had with the New York Yankees. And, it was one game of this series that was pretty good. Outside of that, not so good. Not so good of a series for the Brewers there back at American Family Field after a pretty good road trip. Coming into Friday's game there against the Yankees, Brewers win that one in 11 innings. They won that game 7-6. Brewers got the scoring opened early there, 2-0 lead early, and then the Yankees, they answered back 3-2 there. And then, Brewers added on a run in the 6th, and then they had a run in the 10th. Both teams scored in the 10th there to make it that 6-6 tie, and then the Brewers got her done in the bottom half of the 11th inning, a walk-off there for Joey Ortiz. Looking at that game as a total, Jared Koenig got the win for the Brewers there. Tonkin took the loss for the Yankees. I thought it was interesting. Tonkin has had like 3 teams now in the past couple weeks here. He had the Mets, and then he had, I believe, the Twins. And then he came back to the Mets, and now he's with the Yankees. So interesting stuff that the Brewers have seen Tonkin already this year, but not in that same uniform. Looking at the Brewers in this game, hitting, Brewers 9 hits in this game. 9 hits in this game compared to 6 for the Yankees. Contreras, 1 for 5 in this one. Adames, 1 for 4. Hoskins, 1 for 5. Blake Perkins, 1 for 5. Sanchez, 1 for 5. Trage, 2 for 4. Joey Ortiz, first career home run, and also that walk-off hit. He was 2 for 4 on the game there with 4 RBIs. And then Jackson Churro, he was 0 for 3 in this game. Oliver Dunn did pinch hit late. He was 0 for 1, and then Weimer came into the game there and was in left field for the Brewers. So Brewers hitting-wise, I mean, you're talking about a team, 11 strikeouts in this game here, 3 walks, 7 RBIs, 9 hits. I mean, not a great day at the office hitting the baseball for the Brewers, but enough to get her done, right? Enough to get her done. There, Trage and Ortiz both continue their hot starts to this 2024 season. Looking at the pitching for the Brewers, and this is where the weekend got bad for Milwaukee. Colin Ray, 6 innings in this one, 4 hits, 5 runs, 5 of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 home runs given up for Colin Ray. Yankees came to town and they were hitting the long ball. That's all they were doing. It was a long ball, a lot, just missed pitches by the Brewers, and the Yankees didn't miss. The Yankees did not miss in this series here. Milner, he had an inning pitch there, 1 hit and 1 strikeout. Paguero, an inning with a strikeout. Hudson, an inning with 2 walks and a strikeout. And then Jared Koenig came in for 2 innings. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and a strikeout there for Koenig. Solid stuff. Koenig's been solid for the Brewers. I don't expect the world out of him. He's just been a solid guy in the bullpen along with Hudson. Both them guys have been solid for the Brewers here in their short times up in the bigs with them. So good stuff there on the bullpen in that game. Colin Ray, like I said, though, gets roughed up early on in this one, and that led to the deficit early on for the Brewers there. And like I said, Yankees, I mean, in this series, it was home run after home run. Soto had a home run in this game. Verdugo had a home run. Grisham had a home run. So, I mean, you're talking about a team that they are called the Bombers for a reason, and they really showed it in this series here against Milwaukee. So that was Friday night. Brewers 7-6 win over the Yankees in 11 innings. That led us into the Saturday game there, and this one got ugly, and it got ugly fast for the Brewers. You look at this game, I mean, Verdugo had a home run there early in this ball game for the Yankees. And then it was just like the floodgates opened. The Yankees got 3 in the first inning there, and then they had 3 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 4 in the sixth, and 4 in the ninth. And that was the big separator in this game here. I mean, I was just talking about the home runs there. Verdugo went deep there, and then we also saw Judge go deep, Rizzo, Stanton went deep. I mean, Stanton went deep off Owen Miller, so that doesn't really count. But they all went deep in this ball game here for the Yankees in this one. Looking at the Brewers side of it, Contreras led off 0 for 2. He had a walk and a strikeout. Frelick, he played third a little bit in this one, 0 for 1. And then we saw Willy Adames go 0 for in this game. Hoskins was 1 for 3 with that home run early on. Sanchez 1 for 4. Ortiz 2 for 4 in this one. Owen Miller 0 for 4. Churro went 1 for 4, and Joey Weimer went 0 for 3. Joe Ross got torched. Simple as that. Joe Ross got torched in this game here, and I can't say I knew it was going to happen. I was hoping it wouldn't happen, but Joe Ross, this is what happened to him with Washington. This is what we're kind of guessing would happen at some point. That is what happened in this game here. Missed locations, leaving balls up and over the plate there with minimal velocity on them and not a lot of movement. And that led to a lot of hits and a lot of long balls in this one. You're talking about 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a home run given up for Joe Ross there. Not a great outing for Joe by any means in this game here. He got roughed up big time. And then Vieira came in for an inning. He got roughed up. 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 2 home runs given up for Vieira there. And then Jansen Junk gave up 2 hits, and he had a strikeout in that inning there. Followed by Owen Miller. Owen Miller, 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk in this game here. So Owen Miller's not the best guy to turn to if needed. Owen Miller is not the guy to try to preserve a lead. He's not a Rowdy Tellez kind of pitcher. That's what we're getting out of this here. But, I mean, Brewers, they just didn't have an answer They didn't have an answer in this game. Yankees just started hitting the long ball. And once the floodgates opened, it was downhill from there for the Brew Crew. And they weren't able to battle back in this one. Hoskins did have an error in that game there. He did have a fielding error in this game against this Yankees team. 15-3 was the final there. 19 hits in total for the Yankees in this game here compared to the Brewers 5. Not great. Not great in game 2 of this series. And that led us into game 3. We were hoping Brewers would bounce back. You just got put up with 15 runs the day before. You should bounce back in this game and make something of it. 15-5 was final in the game on Sunday there. 15-5. Yankees score first, 1 run in that first inning, and then, zeros across the board. It looked like it was heading towards a pitcher's duel, kind of a low production, low offensive day, and then came that 5th inning. 3 runs for the Yankees in that top of the 5th, followed by 4 by the Brewers in the bottom of the 5th, and it was like, all right, it's tied up. We can get back. We're back in this thing. Let's do it now. Well, top of the 6th, 7 runs for the Yanks in that top of the 6th. Brewers battled back. Not battled back. Scored a run in the bottom of the 6th. And then it was 2 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th for the Yankees there. That led to that 15-5 loss for the Brewers. 18 hits for the Yankees in that one compared to the Brewers 11. Mauricio, he got the win for the Yankees. Uribe took the loss for the Brewers. Looking at the Brewers hitting-wise in this game here, they were hitting the baseball 1 for 4 for Frelick there, but 2 for 5 from Contreras, 2 for 4 from Adames, 3 for 5 from Bowers, 1 for 1 from Sanchez in this game here, 1 for 4 for Perkins, and then 1 for 5 for Jackson Churro in this game here. Looking at the pitching, Tobias Myers, all things considered, didn't pitch terrible. You're talking about a young guy, facing a pretty good hot team in the Yankees that we saw the day before. 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 2 home runs given up there. The home run, you're talking about leaving, like I was talking about Joe Ross, like I talked about Colin Ray, leaving pitches up and over the plate, and that's what Tobias Myers did in that game there. The home run that he gave up there to, I believe, who was it that hit that home run there against him? It wasn't Verdugo again. It might have been, it was Judge hit one in the first inning. Volpe. It was Anthony Volpe that hit that one in that inning there that he left a breaking ball over the plate there. And, we saw the result. And that's, the way the Brewers pitching was happening this weekend. Pitches over the plate, Yankees weren't missing. Yankees came into town. They were pretty cold. Aaron Judge was cold. Rizzo was cold. They didn't leave town cold. That's for darn sure. So they got hot coming into Milwaukee there. Brewers, like I was talking, hitting wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad in this game here. Just not able to produce runs like the Yankees were in this series here. Looking at the pitching, like I was there, Tobias Myers, solid day. Not great, not over the top, just solid. That's all you can ask out of him, I guess. Looking at the bullpen then, 2/3 of an inning out of Uribe there. 2 hits, 5 earned runs. And then we had Peguero come in for a third of an inning, 2 hits and 2 earned runs. Jansen Junk, he gave up 8 hits in 2 innings, 4 earned runs and a home run given up for him there. And then Jake Bauers did finish it out. An inning, 1 hit, and 2 walks. Otherwise, he got out of the bases loaded jam. So you want to know something? Jake Bauers might have had the best pitching performance of the entire weekend for the Brewers there. So, we were going to run into this at some point, right? We were talking about the Brewers bullpen being taxed. We were talking about the starters not able to get the Brewers set up into good situations heading into their bullpen there. And this game on Sunday, they did. You talk about Tobias Myers before. Those 4 earned runs, yeah, that bites. But the Brewers did. They tacked on for themselves. It was 4-4. It was a brand new ball game heading into that big inning for the Yankees there in that 6th inning. You're talking about a team. You got Uribe in there. This was supposed to be one of the guys that we could rely on, that we could count on. He was going to be a shutdown guy for us. Not the case. It's not the case right now. Uribe is struggling. He is struggling to find his stuff. And, the walks, 3 walks in that game there. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I don't care what the MLB says. Because afterwards, the umpires apologized for this game. And I saw it, and I was like, great. You apologize for the game. What is that going to do for us now? What is that going to do? Aaron Judge slid into second base. And if you haven't seen the video, look it up. Aaron Judge slid into the base. And it was a feet first slide. And his left hand, was raised in the air. Raised in the air. Now, I've seen a lot of crazy slides. I've seen a lot of guys do some odd stuff when they slide. That's not it. That was blatantly obvious. And I don't like Aaron Judge. Never have, never will. And you might like Aaron Judge out there. I'm not gonna say that you can't. I'm not gonna give you reasons why I dislike him right now. I just don't like him. I have never been on the Aaron Judge. I love Aaron Judge hype train. Never been there. So I already don't even like the guy. Now he slides into second base and does this. And I love the game of baseball, but there are times where it's imperfect, right? And those problems we thought were being resolved by this brand new instant replay. We can review everything you want when you want. We can fix calls. We can make out calls that the guy was actually safe. We can make him safe. We can make him out if he was out. We can do all that for you now. Why can't this be reviewed? Something as simple as an interference call, because we call interferences, right? It's a baseball call now. You run, you don't get down. It's interference, right? You run out of your baseline and get in front of a guy's path to be able to see, right? It's interference, right? Your catcher blocks the plate without the baseball. Doesn't get moved into the base path. He's blocking the play, right? Interference, right? It's catcher interference there. I mean, we call all these different, not technical term, but we call all these different interferences, right? Why can't we review them? That's what I want to know. Why can it not be challenged? We can challenge everything else, not everything, right? Balls and strikes, yeah, everything else like that. But it seems like we're expanding this thing so far out that we can challenge plays at the plate. We can challenge plays at second base. We can challenge if a guy's out at first, right? We can challenge all this crap. But we can't challenge that. Are you kidding me? Why? And it isn't just in this Brewer game. I would like, if we can challenge everything these days, apparently. I mean, look at the NBA. They're challenging everything. If we can challenge everything, why can't we challenge this call? Because in this circumstance, they didn't call interference. So if Pat Murphy's upset about it and he wants to challenge, like, hey, call New York. I mean, it's New York, right? Yankees, New York. We probably would have got the same call anyways. But it's a play that should be able to be challenged. And then if you lose your challenge, you lose your challenge. But as many interferences that we love to call now, right? You can't get in the way of a guy throwing the baseball anymore, right? You used to be able to. You used to be able to plow him over. Now you can't. So why can't it be reviewed? Why can't we go over that anymore? I don't get it. I don't get it. Because this was blatantly obvious. This was so blatantly obvious, it's not even funny. It's literally scouring the internet right now. Nobody cares about the Brewers, right? Nobody does. Outside of Wisconsin, nobody really cares. Cub fans, they hate us. That's about it. Outside of that, nobody cares. But this video is scouring the internet. Yeah, because it's the Yankees too. But, I mean, to see all the comments on it, all over Twitter, all over Instagram and Facebook and everything like that. And not just Brewer fans, Red Sox fans. I mean, I'm just going to keep naming off Yankee haters out there. A lot of Yankee haters. Let's go with that. But, I mean, I'm talking about all fan bases out there. Excuse me there. Are like, what? Why? What is going on? Like that, because I sent it, I know, I was talking to one of my buddies. He's from I believe he's from down in Georgia there, but he's a big Boston Red Sox fan, right? And, we have baseball, we do a baseball podcast together and everything like that. And I sent a video in the group chat with him, and he goes, oh, that was definitely called interference, right? And I'm like, no. He's like, what do you mean? I said, no, it wasn't. wow, no way. I was like, yeah. I mean, I was like, I'm telling you right now, that was not called interference. They had a big meeting. They said it was his natural way to slide. Me personally, if I was Willie Adames, I would have put one in his elbow. That's me. That's just me. Because Willie threw it and he hit him in the hand. Now, they used to teach you back in the day to drop the arm angle and put one right in his dome piece, but probably would have been more blatantly obvious because he was sliding a little bit to the right there. So that would have been a little obvious. Put one right in his elbow. I don't care. I really don't. You want to stick your hand up there? He had the big oven mitt on. I mean, it's not going to feel it. But you drop the elbow a little bit and you put one right into his arm, he's going to feel that one. He's going to feel it. He will. And it might not hurt that bad, but he's going to feel it. And then maybe he gets a little bit hot then. Maybe he gets a little bit excited. I don't know. But that play in the sixth there, because that was a double play. That was a double play opportunity. That would have, I mean, at that point, 4-4, there's a good chance the Brewers get out of that inning. And they don't. And it leads to the disaster after. So, to Yankee fans, to Aaron Judge fans, I still hate the guy. Now even more. He's like a Manny Machado to me now. He's like a Manny Machado trying to break Jesus Aguilar's ankle there. He's like in the same boat for me right now. I mean, just a ridiculous play there at second base in that one. Brewers, like I said, lost that game 15-5. I'm not going to say that would have changed the whole scope of the game. The Brewers might have still lost, but that call was ridiculous. That call. What does it do now that the crew chief came out and he said, "Yeah, we missed that call. I'm sorry. It's shove it. Just shove it. Don't even want to hear it. The sorry crap only makes it so far because guess what? It's not like we can just say, "Oh yeah, we'll go back and we'll change what happened and then we can change that inning." Okay. Like it does nothing. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for being sorry that you suck. That you sucked at your job. That you couldn't blatantly see the second base umpire, the first base umpire, the third base umpire, the home plate umpire could not see Aaron Judge stick his hand straight up in the air. I am sorry that you guys suck at your jobs. I am sorry. That's what I'm sorry for. The MLB should be sorry. The MLB should go back in there and they should say, Yankees lose. That's what they should do. Make me feel better. I'm just kidding. They ain't going to do that. But I don't know. That was bad. That is, I mean, there's been some bad calls throughout history. What's that? I can't remember off the top of my head. The Tigers pitcher who lost the perfect game or no hitter or whatever because of the play at first, and then they knew he was out, but they called them safe and everything like that. That play was it Gallegos? I can't remember now. Can't remember off the top of my head. But I mean, there's been a lot of plays throughout history that have been terrible calls, terrible umpiring, and this was one of them. And why we can't instant replay and use instant replay on it, I don't know. Why we can't, I don't know. It is the stupidest thing I've heard, because that's what I thought right away. I was like, go to the booth. And then I was like thinking about it. I was like, I'm pretty sure you can't. And then I looked it up and I was like, you can't. Why? That's what I want to know is why. Why? This should be a prime example and a prime reason why it should be allowed. This right here. The Brewers should send this video to the MLB and say, hey, maybe we should be able to review crap like this because you guys screwed up. That is what should happen. So, I mean, Brewers, they lose the weekend series. They made history, though. First time in a long time they've given up 30 runs in 2 days. So that was cool, I guess. I mean, only second time in history I thought I saw something like that, some crazy stats. So that's, I mean, something, right? Something historic to come out of the weekend there. So exciting stuff there, I guess, if you want to look for history book stuff over the weekend there. So the Brewers dropped the weekend series to the Yankees. That'll lead them into a week start series here on Monday. Start for this one here. They're going to have a 3-game set with Tampa Bay Rays. Little AL East action coming into American Family Field. So the Rays come to town here. 6:40 start tonight here. That'll be on Bally Sports Wisconsin. That'll be on WTMJ 620, the Brewers Radio Network, wherever you get the Brewers there. We'll see Pyop for the Rays taking on Bryce Wilson for the Brewers. Wilson coming in 2-0, 3.50 ERA. I mean, looking at the matchups there, the Rays have seen Wilson a little bit. Goodrum, he's got 2 RBIs and 2 at-bats against them there, a .500 average. Yandy Diaz in one at-bat, he's got 1,000 against him. Outside of that, no success for this Rays team against Bryce Wilson. So good stuff there, matchup-wise. Going up against Payup for the Brewers, Adames has seen him 3 times there, 2 RBIs and a home run there, batting .333. And Gary Sanchez, in one at-bat, he's got a home run against him there. So, I mean, relatively unfamiliar matchups in this one. You're talking about the Rays have seen Bryce, but only seen him for a little short periods out of the bullpen there. So hopefully the Brewers get off the schneid here in game 1 against the Rays here, bounce back and get a win. And hopefully the Brewers get some good news with Christian Yelich here pretty soon, because now, I mean, he's supposed to be able to come off the IL, but we haven't heard any good news coming out of it. I saw he was throwing out in the field, but man, oh man, you just can't get this guy back from injury here, the back injury. And I've seen a lot of people talking about, well, maybe we should just have him play first base and, take time off with Hoskins there first base and then just hit. And it's like, that's not going to fix it. It's a back problem. You're not going to fix it. He's an outfielder. You're not hurting your back in the outfield running after a fly ball. You're hurting your back swinging a baseball bat. I mean, you're putting torque on your back when you swing. So putting him at first base isn't going to be the ultimate solution to the problem. It'll be an ultimate solution to the problem with too many outfielders, right? But it's not the solution to fixing the back problem. The back problem would be saying, let's make him an all-time defender and no longer let him hit. That would fix the back problem, but then you lose his bat, right? So, I mean, I was just like, no. The back problems for Yelich will always stem, and they will stem simply because of the torque that he gets put on when he swings a baseball bat. That's plain and simple. Now, maybe, he makes a sliding play in the outfield or runs into the wall. That might upset his back a little bit, but, I mean, you're talking about... You're running after a baseball. You're running. That's not as much torque on your back. The torque on your back is swinging a baseball bat. So, I mean, hopefully when he comes back, we get the same Christian Yelich, because my worry is that now with the back issues, if he comes back, will we get the Christian Yelich that we got to start the year, or is it going to be kind of a limited one simply because his back can only do so much? His back can only take so much while swinging. I don't know. I am hoping for the best out of that entire situation there. But with that, let's get out of the Brewers here. We've talked enough about the Brewers today. I got to get to some sponsors of the show here first, and then let's wrap it up with the Bucks. Let's wrap it up with the Bucks here for the day, and then we're going to get into the Packers draft tomorrow here. I mean, we won't be talking about the Bucks as much, so we're going to get into the Packers draft tomorrow, but I want to get into this Bucks weekend set here against the Pacers there. So, with that, a couple of the sponsors of the show here. First, Game Day Supply in Onalaska. Do you have a sports club or team? Are you looking for some sweet custom uniforms or apparel? Check out the awesome crew at Game Day Supply in Onalaska to help your team get the sweetest gear. Find them on Facebook at Game Day Supply or online at GameDaySupply.net. Also, your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty. Call Peggy, Sue, or Anna to find your dream home, or if you're looking to sell. Find them on Facebook at your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty, or stop in and see them at their location in Marshfield. Also, Marshfield Motor Speedway is located just 3 miles outside of Marshfield on County Road H. Get down there to the track this summer and fall. You got to get down there. Tons of family fun for all ages. Great food, great drinks, great atmosphere. You got to get down there for some great races. Find the schedule on Facebook. Just search Marshfield Motor Speedways. Also, you can find it online. Search Marshfield Motor Speedways. Go to the website. You'll find it there. So Marshfield Motor Speedways in Marshfield, Wisconsin. Also, Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. If you've been injured recently, whether at work, on the basketball court, on the baseball field, whether you are out gardening and you felt something pop and you need to get yourself some physical therapy, stop in there in Greenwood, Wisconsin and see Chad. He'll get you right. He'll get you back to work, back to the garden, back to the field, whatever it is. He'll get you back there. Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. Sports scenes, sports cards, and memorabilia located in the Marshfield Mall in Marshfield. Stop in there and see Al. He has everything you need from sporting cards to memorabilia, jerseys, model stock cars. He's got it all. Stop in there, sports scene in Marshfield, Wisconsin. And also Pittsville Farm and Home Center. At the store, they serve you anything from hydraulic hoses to red roses. Stop in and see the awesome crew at Pittsville Farm and Home Center in Pittsville, Wisconsin. But with that, we got to get to the Bucks. Bucks, it was a rough weekend. It was a rough weekend for the Bucks. You look at the Friday night game there for the Bucks, and a 121-118 finish there in overtime. Damian Lillard gets hurt early in this one, remains in the game, plays a majority of the game there, but very limited there late in this ball game. Middleton, I mean, he played fantastic. 42 points from Middleton in this game here. He was 16 for 29 from the floor, 4 for 9 from downtown, 6 for 6 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds in this game, 5 assists. I mean, he was dynamite. He was dynamite down the stretch. He was dynamite in overtime. He was it in overtime. That's all the Bucks had for scoring in overtime was Khris Middleton. So, I mean, it was Khris Middleton against Pacers late in this one. And Khris did just about everything he could to keep the Bucks in this game. Bucks just couldn't get a stop. They could not get the stop. Now, if it's just me, but man, oh man, the NBA needs to learn how to call something. I mean, if Adam Silver wants a more competitive league, fix your refs, man. Fix the rules in the NBA. How can Tyrese Halliburton pick the ball up, walk 3 steps across half court, and then take off? That's what I want to know. Call basketball fouls, and then you'll get a more competitive league. You'll get people to watch it. I can name, off the top of my head, 10 people that I know that don't watch the NBA simply because of the rules, simply because of the fouls that don't get called or that get called now. Excuse me there. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Even when I was watching the game, I'm like, man, oh man, that's some tic-tac crap. Just let it go. Just let these guys play. I mean, you want a competitive league, let these guys play. Don't call the crap. Yeah. What are they going to do? What is one of these NBA superstars, LeBron James, going to cry in your face? So what? Tee him up. I don't care. Nobody would care. If you started calling travels, if you started calling 3 seconds, if you started calling games how they should be called, the NBA fans would not care. Not a bit. They might actually like it. I'll be honest with you. They might actually like it. But this crap show ain't doing it. But you know what? We live with it. We live with it because that's the day and age we live in. So you look at this game here. Middleton, he played solid. Bobby Portis, 17 points, a little bit down in this game, 7 for 15 from the floor. He did have 18 big rebounds in this game, though. 1 for 3 from downtown. They're 2 for 2 from the line. So not a bad day from Bobby Portis. Brook Lopez, 14 points, 7 for 12 from the floor in this one, 4 rebounds. Now, I really did. I was having a pretty good conversation. I can't remember who I was having with about Brook Lopez and this Bucks team, and he was talking about how Brook's so slow, and I was like, yeah, I said, he's 100% he's getting older, he's getting slow, like he can't get up and down the court very fast. And he goes, that is probably why he does not rebound. Because you look at him, if you set Brook Lopez in there to rebound against the Pacers, you would not have him back down by the time the Pacers had the ball down there. He would not even be close. He has to bail out early because otherwise he will not get back in time. He will be out of the play, and the Pacers will be scoring the basketball under the rim. So, I mean, I completely agree with everybody who says that this guy needs to learn how to rebound the basketball. 100%. We need him to be a rebounder. But at the same time, what are you going to do? I mean, even on the defensive end, he is slow getting in there. When he is slow getting in there, it ain't going to help you. I'll be honest with you. So, I mean, you're just talking about a Brook Lopez who is, just not capable of getting into the lane fast and being able to rebound at a high intensity anymore, unless if he starts under there, which is where we don't have Brook Lopez very often, is in the paint, getting buckets down there. So that to me is a big reason why we might not be seeing a lot of rebounds out of Brook Lopez. Now, is that a good excuse? No, not at all. I mean, he's still a 7-footer, and I still need rebounds out of the guy. But at the same time, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, Bev, he goes for 11. Dame, like I said, injured in this game, but still added 28, 12 for 12 from the free throw line. He was 4 for 12 from downtown and 6 for 20 from the floor. Looking at the bench for the Bucks in this one, this is where it got really timid and not a lot. You had 4 points from A.J. Green. Jackson added 2. Outside of that, you had Beasley with nothing in this game here, Connaughton with nothing, and Jay Crowder with nothing in this game here. We saw the starters for a majority of this game. Now, should that have been? I don't know. I saw a stat from this game. The Pacers players shot 1 of 14 when defended by Andre Jackson Jr. or A.J. Green in Game 3. That included 0 for 10 against Jackson. I don't know what more you need to make their rotation spots permanent. That was a tweet I saw from Dalton Sell _ Dalton there on Twitter. I saw that one, and that, I mean, he was 100% correct in his statement there about this Bucks team. This Bucks team, when Jackson Jr., we saw it in Game 4. When Jackson Jr. and Green were out there, they were playing pretty solid defense. Now, I'm going to talk about it here in Game 4, but holy crapola. I mean, the amount of moving screens that you see in a ball game are ridiculous. Andre Jackson couldn't get through the screen because, I mean, it's one thing to try to go through the brick wall that is Miles Turner, but when the brick wall is moving with you, it's hard to get through. It's hard to get around. It really is. It's hard to get around it. We saw it in that game. I mean, I said it. I saw it in real time, and I was like, that was a moving screen. And then all of a sudden they replayed it, and I'm like, replaying it in slow motion makes it look worse. I mean, come on. Like, this is bad. But, I mean, so you look at the Pacers in that Game 3, and Turner, he had 29. They cannot answer for Turner, and that simply is, like I was talking about, Brook Lopez, standing in the lane. Standing in the lane against Turner. 4 for 10 from downtown there, and 10 for 21 from the floor in this game here. But we're going to talk about it in Game 4 here. Man, oh man, Brooks got to get out on him, or we got to put somebody else on him. And it didn't help not having some of your key players, but at the same time, it's just like, you're just leaving guys open. In this game here, I mean, Nembhard, he had 16, 18 for Halliburton, 17 for Siakam, and Neesmith had 13. 15 points for Obi Toppin off the bench there. And then McConnell added 7, and Shepard added 6 in this game here for the Pacers. Pacers in Game 3, they shot it at 26% from downtown compared to the Bucks 32. They did shoot 42% from the field in this one compared to the Bucks 46%, but a couple more shots put up by this Pacers team in this one that really led to it, because the Bucks, I mean, they shot 3 more free throws than the Pacers did, and they hit 96%, 26 for 27 in this game here. Looking at the rebounds for them, 43 for the Bucks in this game compared to 50 for the Pacers. So the Pacers got off the glass a little bit more, 32 assists for the Pacers in that game there. They move the basketball and they move it fast, and that's what gets the Bucks out of sorts here. The Bucks, they try to play that kind of pace, but they cannot play that uptick pace that's the Pacers. I mean, little did you know, the name the Pacers really is what they are. They play at a certain pace. And if you try to play at that pace with them, unless you can, this Bucks team, they can't. And we're seeing it right now. That leads us into the Game 4 action, and that was a 126-113 finish there. Pacers beat the Bucks in that game. And, well, I mean, the Pacers, they controlled this game from the third quarter on. The third quarter was big. They had a 10-point cushion in that third quarter there. It was more, but in the quarter, they were 31-21 compared to the Bucks there. And then in that fourth quarter there, they actually both scored 28 points. But that third quarter was the big difference. The Bucks did put on a little bit of a run late in that one, but they weren't able to close the gap. This game, the tone was set when Nembhard, he kind of baited Bobby Portis into Bobby getting thrown out of this game. Now, to me, they call this first technical foul on Bobby Portis for putting his hands to the chest of Nembhard. I saw Nembhard's hands go to the chest of Bobby, too. So, just saying, maybe you could have thrown a double tech there. Now, did Bobby have to go as far as to basically try to roundhouse him? Probably not. But I'm looking at the first part of that scenario, and I'm saying, okay, there should have been at least a double tech. You might have still they would have thrown Bobby out either way, but I still saw the tech on Nembhard. Does it make it better? Does it make the situation better? No, Bobby Portis has got to be smarter. Excuse me. You're already without Dame. You're already without Giannis in this game. You got to be smarter. You have to be smarter. But, I mean, man, this Pacers team, they have a way to get underneath your skin, and the worst part is, in the new day of the NBA, you can talk a lot of crap, but you don't have the fists come back at you, right? Back in the day, and this is before my time, but watching a lot of videos, you talk a lot of smack, you got ran over. That's just how it was. That's just, just blatantly obvious the way that it was. You got some cheap shots in there. Not today. Not today. A whole lot of smack talk. And not a lot of action anymore. Not a lot of action. That's the worst part. You just want to Nembhard, he gets in Bobby's face. Bobby pushes him. Bobby throws a fake haymaker at him. Doesn't really connect. He got him, slapped him in the back of the head. Whatever. brush it off and keep playing, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, Bobby has to be smarter than what he was. Bobby has to be smarter than what he was in that situation. Now, is Nembhard squeaky clean in that situation? Not a chance. Not a chance. But Bobby has to be smarter. He does, and I know he's an easy triggered guy, but he's got to be smarter in that situation. So Bobby gets thrown 7 minutes of action in this one, 4 points. Middleton, 25 points in this game, 0 for 4 from downtown. He was 9 for 22 from the floor, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Brook Lopez, 0 for 4 from the free throw line, 27 points. He was 3 for 5 from downtown, 12 for 18 from the floor. This game, we saw Brook Lopez go into the paint, and it was masterful. It was masterful watching Brook Lopez in the paint in this one. It was like Brooklyn Nets. We finally got a big guy, Brook Lopez again, and I love that. Now, was it, threes are worth more than two, right? So you still got to slow down the Pacers at the other end, but it was a first time in a while I've seen the Bucks use Brook Lopez in that traditional sense of him playing in that area. So Brook Lopez goes for 27, 9 for Beverly, 20 points for Beasley. Beasley had a pretty good game, 8 for 12 from the floor, 4 for 7 from downtown in this game here, and he played solid for the Bucks all the way around. Gallinari had 6 off the bench for the Bucks there, 3 for 5 from the floor. Crowder had 2 for Beachcamp in this one, 4 for Connaughton. And then we saw 6 for AJ Green and 8 for AJ Green and 6 for Andre Jackson Jr. in this one. I thought Ajax played really well. I thought he was the spark plug for the Bucks when they needed a spark plug at times. And I was honestly saddened when they pulled him out of the game. I was like, keep this guy out there. He's the only thing keeping us alive right now. So Bucks, I mean, they didn't shoot the basketball bad. 46 for 90 from the floor in this game here, 51%. 51% from the floor in this game here. 12 for 33 from 3, though. That was going to be the killer because you look at the flip side. Pacers, they shoot 46 for 89 in this game here, 51%, just like the Bucks. Just eerily similar to the Bucks in this game here. One less shot, but you look at the three-point line. 22 for 43 from downtown. And that was 7 of them coming from Miles Turner. 7. And that stems my diss to Brook Lopez. You have Miles Turner out there. You know he can shoot, and yet Brook stands in the lane. Brook stands in the lane, and we let this guy in Miles Turner knock down 7 big ones in this game here, and a lot of momentum killers for the Bucks. The Bucks just couldn't swing the defense fast enough. Brook didn't swing out fast enough. 7 big ones for Miles Turner in this game here. He had 29 points. 24 for Halliburton in this game here. 13 points for Siakam, 13 for Nesmith, and then you also saw 15 from Nembhard in this game here, 13 for Obi Toppin off the bench there for the Pacers. Pacers, I mean, in this game here, they had 38 rebounds compared to the Bucks 42. So Bucks out-rebound the Pacers. They got on the glass a little bit more, and 7 offensive rebounds for the Bucks. But you look at this, 33 assists again for the Pacers in this game here, and that was your big kicker. That was your big kicker in this game here. I mean, turnovers 9 for the Bucks, 7 for the Pacers. They controlled the basketball in this game here, but pace of play, the Bucks had to play fast simply because they were missing so many pieces. They had to try to get open shots, and, well, they played right into the Pacers' hands because then the Pacers were able to get out and run. They were able to make things happen in transition, and that was a big killer for the Bucks. It's not always, you get your fast break points in this one, and the Pacers had 7. But, when I look at fast break points, yeah, it's transition buckets, but it's also, the fast break points for me, they also are, you get your ball out fast and you're able to get up the court, swing it around a little bit quick and get an open shot off early in the shot clock. That's a big thing for me that I count towards transition. And the Pacers did a lot in this game here to get off and get to some open shots, some big open shots for them in this game. So, Bucks, that's going to set up a massive and a do-or-die Game 5 for the Bucks. That'll be coming up here, I believe that'll be Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, that'll be a Tuesday game for that one. Yep, Tuesday nights. That'll be in Milwaukee. A time has not been decided for that game here. I would imagine probably a 6. I would imagine somewhere in the 6 o'clock range for that one. But Bucks Pacers, we're hoping to see Dame back. We're hoping to get Giannis back. They need them. They're going to need all hands on deck because this Pacers team's coming back to Milwaukee. They're hot, and, well, the Bucks need everybody. They need everybody, and they need to figure something out here. So we're going to get more into the Bucks tomorrow. We gotta preview this Bucks game. We're going to get more into the NBA draft. Or not the NBA draft. Sorry about that. The NFL draft. We got to be talking about the Packers draft picks. We're going to look at them a little bit there. And then we're also going to jump back into the Brewers a little bit. Hopefully the Brewers pick up a win tonight. So with that, that's about all I got for today. I just wanted to say thank you guys all for listening. If you want to get a hold of us, if you want to find us on Facebook, Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. You can find us on Instagram, with Sports on the Go. You can find us on Twitter, WI Sports on the Go there. You can find us on all those platforms there. You can reach out to us, give us a follow, and on the end of the video, give us a like, give us a review, let us know how we're doing here. I loved your interaction. I love to get some interaction from the fans there and kind of see where they're at right now with Wisconsin sports and what they think and where they would like us to touch here on the show. Give us new topics, everything you want us to touch into. So with that, this has been Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow. But until then, deuces.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river, I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man.